Hey, welcome to your Taurus horoscopes for the last week of September, as a matter of fact. The 24th through the 30th. We're on to October next week. It's pretty crazy, I have to say. We also have a Taurus full moon coming up in October, so that's something to look forward to, huh? But we're still in September, so we don't have to worry about that. That moon is coming into Taurus right at the very end of the day of the week. So we'll just leave that for next week and not worry about that. Just enjoy our time without the moon this week. Of course, we still have Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, influencing Taurus. And there's actually a couple of interesting things here. Jupiter's influence is really quiet, which is kind of weird. You know, Jupiter's very over the top energy. It is the biggest planet after all, but it is retrograde and it's not really impacting or lining up with any other planet. So it just kind of is what it is. And its focus is on those you love. And I feel like what's interesting about this is because it's retrograde, usually we want to promote spending more time with those you love, but maybe it's a little bit more about disconnecting, not being quite so present, or in some ways having to kind of cut the ties a little bit. Like what I mean by that is, you know, as your kids get older, for example, you have to kind of detach a little bit more and a little bit more as they become independent. And so that can be a very difficult thing. And sometimes it just means that maybe in a world of time to make a decision, it's not about everybody making that decision for you. You need to kind of separate from everybody else's opinions and sort of do what you need to do on your own, if that makes sense. Jupiter, on the other hand, is, well, just still doing its thing, really. We still do have that square with Venus through the week, which is still causing a little bit of a challenge. Venus's focus is on long-term goals, and Uranus's focus is on your day-to-day schedule. So it's, again, sort of bringing in that element of, I really don't have time to work on what I want to work on. I really don't have time to be creative because I have so many different things going on. But Uranus is still in that grand trine with Pluto and Mercury throughout the whole week. I thought last week it was only going to keep going for a few days, but actually I was wrong. It's still going. And we have that grand sextile, of course, when you add Neptune into that, also with Pluto. So we still have these really awesome elements of where the planets are moving in different positions to help you out, specifically around your long-term career goals. So yes, you really don't have time to work on what you want, but there's so much other excitement that's sitting there in front of you that is taking up your time. So I feel like sometimes for creative people, when you are faced with a lot of things that have a lot of structure, it can get overwhelming, even if it's a good thing. And so consequently, we tend to divert our focus onto something that we don't have time for or can't do and start to obsess over that. And inadvertently, we wind up causing a problem, not focusing on this wonderful goodness that's in front of you. And unfortunately, you may lose it. So let's not do that, guys. Okay, let's not do that. When we're looking at it from the outside in, it seems like such a no-brainer. Like it would just be so easy for you to not make that mistake. But we all do it. We all sabotage ourselves out of fear or necessity or protection or whatever. We all do it. This week, it's up to you guys to make sure that you don't do that, that you continue focused on the direction that you know you need to go in, if that makes sense. So what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a coffee. I would really appreciate that. If you are listening rather than viewing, that's ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic. And of course, check out heavymetalpsychic.com for all kinds of other fun stuff. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic, and I will see you guys next week. In the meantime, you guys are going to kick some butt this week. So kick that butt. I'll see you next week.